Morning everybody, thanks for taking the time to join us this morning. As obviously the webinar suggests, we're going to be looking at Unity Mobile. Now for most of you will already know, my name is Lee Houston. For those of you that don't, my name is Lee Houston. So I'm looking at the channel here at VanillaIP, and we're going to be looking at a product that most of you will have probably already seen before. However, I think there's been possibly some confusion in the past as to what the product can deliver, how the product possibly operates, and also we've got a number of people who will be seeing this for the first time today. So hopefully over the course of the next kind of 20 minutes or so we'll be able to explain the product in detail, give you enough confidence to go away, download it and start using it, because it's fair to say that Unity Mobile is one of the key products in our portfolio. Me as a mobile user, 99% of my inbound or outbound calls are placed via my mobile phone using the Unity Mobile app. So we'll jump into things. I want to start by first of all talking about what Unity delivers, or what Unity Mobile is as a product, or maybe what it's not, because this is where some confusion has come up in the past. So first of all, it is not a soft phone. So many of the other products or mobile apps on the marketplace that sit on BroadSoft are soft phones. Therefore, when you place a call, it will be a VoIP call. The call will need to go over 3G, it will need to go over 4G, or it will need to go over Wi-Fi, which is great, provided you're in those situations, you've got that connection and you're static. If you're like me and you're travelling around the country and you're in and out of meetings, making a call on any of those options is not fit for purpose. So Unity Mobile uses the GSM network, it uses the mobile network as it's intended. However, you still get the full call control BroadSoft capabilities as if you were sat at your desk using your desk phone. So that's the key difference. I'll just try and explain that again. Unity Mobile uses the mobile network as it is intended. So every call that you make or receive will be on the GSM network, not on 3G, 4G or Wi-Fi like some of our competitor products. Cool. So let's jump in and look at the app, and then we'll come back to some slides in a second. So this is where I blow your mind with technology. So you should all now be seeing my phone, which is Android. In this instance, there's a slight lag between, me using the phone just the way it's displayed on the monitor here, so apologies if there is a slight delay. I'll do my best to work around it. But as you can see on the right hand side there, I've got my Unity Mobile app. So if we open that up, first thing we're going to see in this section here are our contacts. Now that's just not your personal contacts on the mobile phone, that's your corporate directory. So every contact that you have uploaded into the portal, you will have access to when you're on the road, out and about. Now for me that's great. Being able to access all of our customers or receive kind of notifications of when customers are calling me on the road is ideal. Also in here we've got you'll see blue icons. These are extension users within our phone system. And then we've got some purple icons down here, which are my personal mobile phone contact, which is also brought in. So in the screen, we've got corporate directory contacts, we've got phone system extension users, and we've also got personal mobile phone contacts, which we can choose to bring into Unity Mobile. Now, out of these contacts here, we can choose to go into them and create some of them as favourites. Now, if I jump to the favourites tab here, what we see is what you would get if you were using Unity on the desktop. We've got BLF, Busy Lampfield, presence of our favourite contacts. Now for me, I've just made people within our organisation favourites. So if we look here, we can see that Krisha is obviously red. She's on the phone. Everybody else is available for me to call. Now, again, this does potentially cause some confusion because you don't get this if you're not on Wi-Fi. So when you're on Wi-Fi connection, you'll get this colour changing environment here where you can see whether someone's red or green, i.e. they're busy, they're not busy. However, if you're on 3G, 4G, you'll still be able to see their availability if you just click on a contact. So if I was to click onto Ian here, it will still tell me whether Ian is available. If he was on a call, it would be red and it would tell me that he was on the phone. So I can still get that even if I'm not on a Wi-Fi signal. Cool, so let's just jump back. Again, apologies for the slight lag. So from within the screen, anybody who has, similar to if you're using Unity Desktop, anybody who has an envelope next to them means that they're available for me to instant message. So if we click on Lee Houston as a user here, give it a second, I can send an instant message through to Lee from the mobile, for which I can then respond, message myself. Great. So if I wanted to call Lee, I can do that from this page, from this screen here. Alternatively, I can jump into the dial section and I can dial by extension, as if you're using your desk phone. But let's do it from here. So if I wanted to call, we're going to place a call on 1266, and we'll place the call down here. So we get a notification that there's a call through in progress. Now here's what I mean when I talk about it's the GSM network placing the call. So it's the mobile phone that's actually placing the call. Now if I open up, answer the call on my other phone, Unity Mobile automatically repopulates over the native dialer. Now from here, I've got all of the functionality that I would have, again, if I was at a desk phone. First of all, I can put the call on pause. I can retrieve it. I've got the ability to pause my call recording from here to resume. Now for me as a mobile worker, having the ability to record all of my calls whilst on the road is great. The amount of times I have conversations from the car, agree to send in documents or agree to do various things, and by the time I've had the next meeting, forgot what I've agreed to, I can jump straight to the portal, find the call, and listen to it. So I can pause the call recording. I can transfer here to another colleague, so if I wanted to, I can transfer, either pick a contact or transfer by extension. Either is fine. So, as I mentioned, you've got full functionality as if you were using Unity desktop or as if you were sat at your actual physical phone on the desk. So what's going on here is the call is placed in the background on GSM, as I've mentioned, calls being recorded, and I can put the call on pause, transfer, set up a conference call, everything you would expect to do. I send the call from there. Great. Now, let's jump back to this top section. I'll explain here, and I'll put a couple more calls in so you can see what's going on. I've got all of my call logs. I can see the outbound calls which I've made here. I can see the missed calls via this the red icon, my inbound calls via the green icon. I can toggle between them through here, and as you'd expect, obviously I click on one of these, I can place the call again via the mobile. On the right-hand side here, via the Compilot Express, which you may be familiar with from within BroadSoft, I can populate in the portal what happens when I change my status to these various options, i.e. in a meeting sends my calls to voicemail, on lunch maybe goes through to a colleague, whatever it may be. I can configure these within the Compilot Express. Great. So let's just go back to quickly put a couple more calls in while I show you a bit more functionality. So let's go back into my favourites here. Again, Chris is still on call, everybody else is available. We're going to jump into Lee as a user. This time, instead of dialing by extension, we're going to dial by the icon up here, hit dial. Now I've got options. Because my mobile number is also saved in UBOS portal, it's recognising it here, so I can call the mobile phone or I can call my extension. So let's just call the extension. Again, call through in progress. So what's happening is the mobile phone, the native dialer, has gone off to call the platform. When the call is answered, Unity Mobile pops back up over the screen. So let's just say we're running late to a conference call. We've dialed into the conference call from Unity Mobile, but you arrive back at your desk. One of the options that you've got is the ability to, if I flip on the camera, there's Charlotte. Say hello, Charlotte.
Hi.
From there, you can arrive back at your desk phone, and then by doing *11, the call is now dropped from Unity Mobile and is now actually on the desk phone instead. So I've taken a call which was on the mobile, pulled it through to my desk phone, and placing the call. However, let's suggest that that call is now, or I'm running late to a next meeting, or I need to pop out, whatever it may be. I can open Unity Mobile back up, and by going to the three dots at the top section there, one of the options you will see is pull call. So let's pull the call. Are you sure you want to pull the call from Lee Houston? Yes. You'll see that I receive an inbound call. We're going to answer that at the top. And Unity Mobile, so this is now effectively an inbound call, has come back here. Unity Mobile has popped up over the top, and same as before, I can put the call on hold, I can pause the recording, transfer it, set up a conference call. So this one call originated on the mobile. I've jumped onto the desk phone, done *11, taken it there, and then I brought it back to Unity Mobile, all without the person on the other end of the phone having any knowledge of what you whatsoever. Great. So let's end that call as well. Perfect. A few more things in here. At the top section, these three dots, if we click on there, you will see obviously we can look at our general settings, but within service, down at the bottom we have this call center section. So let's say you're a bit like myself. I take calls from the VanillaIP sales queue. Most of the time I'm on the road. If I'm in meetings, I can jump into Unity Mobile and make myself unavailable from one queue or all queues from the app. So again, same functionality as if I was at the desk. So when I go into meetings, I'll open up the app, make myself unavailable from these call center queues, and then I will obviously receive the inbound calls to the mobile. Let's just jump back here. Okay, so so far we've looked at our contacts, we've looked at our favourites, we've looked at the ability to send instant messages from within the application. We've looked at placing calls, receiving calls, and moving them around. Now, I want to quickly talk about me as a remote worker and how I operate. So I mentioned before that the vast majority of the calls that I make are from the mobile application. So if we close this down here, Unity Mobile as it opens, you can actually set where it starts, but every single call will be searched for within my directory here. So if we search for Dave, there's usually people called Dave. Again, we've got Dave in our as a phone system user. We've got Dave as a mobile contact saved on my phone. We've got Dave as a corporate direct user, and we've got a separate Dave as a phone system user. So I can search for my customers in here, I can place the call, and exactly as what we saw before, the mobile will ring, Unity Mobile will then pop up as an overlay on the top. Now, if we bring this, let's just close this for a second, as we come back into here, what I quickly want to talk about is the way that the call is passed through to the mobile user, because the cost is a question that comes up quite a lot. So who's picking up the cost from that mobile? So, as the phone that I'm currently using is my own personal phone. I don't get a company phone from VanillaIP. I don't want to carry two phones. I want to use my own personal phone. However, I never actually present my mobile number or give out my mobile number because I've no requirement to. All of the calls that come through to my 0208 London extension land on the mobile, and all of my outbound calls from the mobile go out via my 0208 London extension. So, because I've got a package with EE, which is inclusive minutes, I have don't pay pence per minute, I've got all-you-can-eat minutes. When I place a call within the Unity mobile app, what happens is the native dialer on my phone effectively goes away, calls the platform, and the platform calls, the end user calls my customer, and it puts the two calls together. That's me using call through. So from a cost point of view, as the mobile user, I would be, if I paid for minutes, picking up the cost to the platform. The platform will be picking up the cost to my customer, as if I was making the call from the desk phone. But however, because I've got included minutes, that's irrelevant. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. If you, in a scenario where your customer brings their own device, which is where this product works really, really well, you can use, instead of call through, you could use call back. So when I placed the call before within Unity Mobile, instead of the mobile then calling the platform could call the mobile instead. So that's the call back versus call through. When I answer the call, it will open up the application, same as it did before. However, now the business, the customer, is paying for the call to my mobile phone and also paying for the call to the customer, putting those two calls together. And the third and final option is to use the mobile. So let's just say it was a completely private call that you wanted to place, that you didn't want to be recorded, or you didn't want it to appear in the call logs. You can still use Unity Mobile to access all of the corporate directory, find your customers, place the call, but the call will go out via your mobile phone. It will display your mobile phone telephone number. And again, it won't appear in any of the logs within the UBOS portal. Hopefully that's clear. This historically has caused some confusion with how the call distribution is charged, who's picking up the charges. So hopefully that explains it. Call through, the mobile calls the platform, and the platform calls the customer. Call back, the platform is calling the mobile, and the platform is calling the customer and putting them together. So therefore your customer will be picking up both charges. Unless there's obviously minute bundles applied, wherefore then becomes less relevant. Great. So just as an overview of some of the things we've been through, let's just recap. First of all, one number. So I mentioned this is my personal mobile phone. I try my best not to give out my mobile number, although it does often creeps out there. But my mobile number does not appear on either my business card or my email signature. It is only my 0208 London extension. I've got full access to all of my corporate BroadSoft directory, whether I'm sat at my desk or whether I'm using the mobile. All of the calls that I make and receive are not only logged within the portal, but also recorded. I can do everything I could do if I was at my desk phone, such as my call control, hold, retrieve, set up a conference call, transfer to a colleague, etc. And I can distribute a call from the desktop to the mobile phone. So from the desk phone to the mobile phone by using the call pull functionality. So I can take a call from Unity Mobile to the desk phone via *11, as I demonstrated, or we can go from the desk phone back to the mobile by opening up the app and hitting call pull. We instant messaged, again, same as if we're using Unity Desktop. We've got busy lamp field presence, and we've also got the ability to join, leave, change my ACD state within the call center environment. So that's Unity Mobile. We've been through quite a lot in a very short space of time. Hopefully that's cleared up some potential misunderstanding. If you've never seen the product before, you're as excited about it as we are. Since we launched this product maybe 8 to 9 months ago, it's been a significant part of the portfolio. You've got to think when you're pitching to customers, 9 times out of 10, it's usually the MD, FD, and to give them the ability to make and receive calls from the mobile, to move calls around, record calls from the mobile is great. So often in these scenarios, we only need to win over one person in our organisation in order to win over the entire business. So from a licensing point of view, there are a couple of things that you will need set up. The user will obviously need the Unity Mobile license assigned to them within the portal as a user, and they will also need Broadways Anywhere signing for it in order for the application to know which mobile number to dial. Now, in the new world of packages and pricing, which again we've done a previous webinar on, that forms part of the mobility package. So in the new world, a user with mobility and Unity Mobile, and you're good to go. As it stands, Unity is supported on iOS and Android. User experience is pretty much identical, although the interface is slightly different. But you will have a similar experience whether it's on iOS or on Android, as I've demonstrated it today. So hopefully we've covered everything that you would have wanted to see. You're comfortable with the functionality. If you do have any questions, obviously email address and telephone number are on screen there. Don't hesitate to fire a question through. But I strongly recommend you all download this product, you all start to use it, become comfortable with it, because as I say, it will genuinely be a key part of your sales portfolio moving forward. So thanks for your time. Once again, thanks for joining. We'll speak soon.